Okay, we're on Menachot, Perek Yod, Mishnah Dalet, fourth Mishnah in the 10th chapter of Masechet Menachot. We're talking about the process of bringing the Korban HaOmer. So there it's the middle of the night on Tet Vav and Nisan. Everyone's happy. They cut the Omer. Kitzaruhu, they cut it. Unitanuhu bakupota, they put it in the basket. Hevi'uhu la'azara, and they brought it to the Azara. They brought it to the courtyard of the Beit HaMikdash. Hayu mehabhevin ota ba'ur. Kidei l'kayemo mitzvat kali. Rabbi Meir. They would lahavhev. I have to look up this word. It means, let's look at the Jastro. Lahavhev means, let's look at the Jastro. Here we go. Hivev, to singe or to lightly roast, to move hab. Okay? So they lightly roasted them. Why did they lightly roast the stalks? Because it says in Vayikra, avuv kalui ba'esh. Okay? That it should be avuv kalui ba'esh. Let's look at it in Vayikra Perek. We are in Perek Bet. Vayikra Perek Bet. We'll find that Avub Kalui Ba'ish. Here we go. Pasuk Yodalad V'im Takrib Minchat Bikurim. We bring the meal offering, the first fruits Lashem. So Chazal learn out, I guess, that this Minchat Bikurim is the first offering. Avuv Kalui Ba'ish. It has to be thou shalt bring for the meal offering the first fruits of the ear parched with fire. It has to be parched with fire. Geresh Karmel Takrib Minchat Bikurecha. Even groats of the fresh ear. I don't even know what that means in English, but whatever. You get the idea. Avuv Kalui Ba'ish. Chazal learned out that those words are talking about the bikurim. First offering is the korban haomer. Okay, that's Rabbi Meir's opinion. That in order to fulfill that commandment, they would do it while it's still in the stalks, which is very unusual. They would not roast generally while it's still in the stalks. Chachamim say no. Bakanim ubeklichot choftim. You would chovet means you would bang on it, and you had to produce. We had these stalks of barley, fresh barley, and you had to remove the grains. You had to remove the kernels in order to get the flour, the barley flour. So with reeds klichot are. I also had to look this one up. Klichot are stalks of the other one, the stalks. Oh, I lost it. Okay, you have to trust me. Stalks of cabbage. They had cabbage stalks, some kind of stalks that they would use in order not to crush them. Remember, these are not dried out yet. Normally, when you produce grain, you leave it in the sun, it dries out, and then you can thresh it. But here, you're threshing it, so you have to do it softly so that it won't be crushed. Nitanu la'abuv. Okay, but they would put it in an abuv. An abuv is a kind of like stovey thing, some kind of reed flute tube. You put it in the tube. Interesting. There's no Jastro bonus here. It's not a shepherd's flute. No, it's abub. Okay, but they put this in this tube and then they would warm it up. Okay, they would put it in this abuv. The abuv ayaminu kav, but which way this abuv had holes in it. This tube, kadeshia or sholetbo, so that the fire would sholet bekulo, so that the heat. Then that's how, according to the Tanakama, not according to the Chachamim, not the Rabbi Meir. That's how they would heat it up, then they would sort of roast the kernels. Shizachu ba'azara, then they would spread the kernels out in the azara, in the courtyard. V'haruach minashevet, but the wind would blow and cool it off. Natnu barechaim shel grosot, they would place it in the grinder of grosot. Grosot, garus is very coarsely ground. So they would ground it very coarsely, not very finely. They wanted, when they ground it, they would grind it very coarsely because the flour that came off on that first grinding was a very fine flour, and then they would sift it out. They would sift in these 13 sifters that we talked about, because then only the finest flour that came off of that most coarse grind would be the best flour that would come off. And then the rest, meaning they took an isaron out of the I think it was the srisa, out of this huge quantity that they produced. So they would have a very small amount, and the rest would be left, and if they would be redeemed, and would be eaten by anyone. But v'chayav b'chala upatur mina ma'azot. It's chayav in chala, because once it's redeemed, it's if a person redeems it, i.e. the gizbar, the gabbai of the Beit HaMikdash would sell it, and whoever bought it, so he bought it. He bought it from the Beit HaMikdash. So the halacha is, when is the chayav in masrot? When there's called miruach hakri. Miruach hakri. We learned this in Zeraim. You would take all your grain and you would put it, in a big pile, and you would smear over the pile. You would smear over the pile and make it nice and smooth. Okay, so when you had after the miruach hakri, that's when it's chayav in ma'asrot. So here the miruach hakri in guess was in the Beit HaMikdash, so therefore it's not chayav in ma'asrot because it belongs to God. But chala is when you make the dough, and when it's made, the dough is made after it's already been redeemed by a private person. So therefore, the Tanakhama says chayav and chala, but patur min masra because the miruch hakri was done even beforehand. Mirucho, this is this term. The shmiring biyad hegdishu, umiruach hegdish poter et masrot. Okay, miruach kri, meaning the shmiring when it's done in hegdish means you're not chayav. Rabbi Akiva mechayev bechala ubemasrot. Rabbi Akiva disagreed and said no, you're chayav both in chala and you're chayav in masrot. Akiva felt that the money, or the value of the omer, the only value of the omer that belonged to Beit HaMikdash was the isaron, was the actual flour, but not the rest of it. Chachamim didn't agree. Balo, the isarons, you came to your isaron, what left was an isaron. Okay, you took the isaron, natan shamno ulevonato, you first put the oil, you put the levona, yatzak. You mix it together, you anointed it again. Ubala, you did belila, you mixed it together. Well, let's get these words together. You put the shem in levona, yatzak, means to anoint it, as we learned. Balal, mix it together. Hinif, you waved it. Higish, you presented it. Kohen was wave it, up, down, right, left. Higish, you presented it to the corner of Beit HaMikdash. Kamatz, scoop out. V'hiktir, offered on the Mizbeach, on the burning Mizbeach. V'ashar, ne'echal HaKohanim. And then you were done with the offering of the Korban Omer, and the rest was eaten by the Kohen. Let's stop here, dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.